If you've been following Debt to Dollars for just about any time up to this point, you can tell from my videos and from my personal interactions that my time has always been much more valuable to me than any financial decision that I could make. So that's why today I want to cover a couple different steps on what you can do to be more efficient with your time as an Amazon beginner seller when it comes to product research. So when I first got started selling on Amazon, and especially when I was looking for products to sell, looking for those product ideas, I was actually valuing my financial decisions over my time. So I was using a tool here, which I still recommend using. It still has a lot of value and it's free, called Google Trends. And so what I would do, just to run through this real quickly, I used to go to the business section here, and then I would go down to try to find maybe something that's trending upward in demand and search volume so I could begin trying to sell that product and get ahead of the volume. I would honestly waste hours and hours and hours of my time just trying to find one single product idea. And then when I found that product idea, I may look further into it and find out that it's not a good product to chase. This is a way you could do it. I mean, you can see here the third thing in business right now is Oprah Winfrey and her favorite things for Amazon.com. So I'm sure there's actually a lot of good information there, but it's not the most efficient use of your time. Now, the first thing that you can do to be more efficient with your time when it comes to product research is to use some form of software to aid your research. So there are two of the most popular ones. There are plenty out there. There's Jungle Scout and then there's Helium 10. These are just product softwares and licenses that you can purchase for a time frame in order to access all that backend data and actually to make sense of it. A lot of the data is being pulled from Amazon itself, so you're getting what people are actually searching for on Amazon. Instead of Google Trends, you're just trying to find out what people are searching for on all of Google's platforms. Now, I am an affiliate of Jungle Scout, just for your awareness. I do recommend it over Helium 10 or any other software data packages, just because I find the data a little bit more reliable. But I would recommend go ahead and purchase one of these software packages when you first get started. There are monthly versions that you can purchase to get a feel for it and to see if it's something that you want to proceed forward with. But it's going to save you hours and hours of time just for searching for products, and it's really going to set you up to succeed rather than to fail if you're using some type of free software like Google Trends. So go ahead, there's a discount link in the description if you want to go ahead with Jungle Scout. Otherwise, you can sign up with Helium 10 right on their website. Find out what's best for you before you go ahead and make a long-term commitment for an extended period. Now, the second thing, once you actually have some form of software, is to define your criteria. The more work that you put in up front and actually defining your criteria of what a quote-unquote good product looks like, the better off you're going to be, and you'll be able to quickly search through the opportunity finder here in Jungle Scout to find 1 to 3 of those products that are going to provide you with a guaranteed return on your investment, which we're all seeking. So for me, we'll quickly run through some criteria that you could actually use. This isn't the refined criteria that I use for my own business, but this is just a very simple explanation of what you could go ahead and do. Now, I recommend first select the categories that you are interested in selling in. Now, you don't want to just select all of them because there may be some that you're just not genuinely interested in, or there may be some reasons why you don't want to be selling in a category. For example, electronics. There are typically a lot of defects when it comes to the quality from Chinese manufacturers, so it's just something to keep in mind. Maybe you should not go ahead and sell those. So select a few categories that you want to be selling in, and then you can always just leave them there. Next, you want to go to your average monthly units sold. I recommend doing 500 here at least. And then your search volume, you can go ahead and put 1,000 is what I suggest, and then a niche score of a 7. Very quickly we can come down here to competition and move the competition seasonality to very low to low. And just like that, within a matter of a couple minutes, you're going to be able to find a bunch of great products just with clicking search. Now, once you've clicked search, you can see you'll be brought with hundreds probably of different product niches that are potential opportunities based on your filtered data set. What I do at this point is think about, if I were you, I would think about what is the most important factor that you want to be taking a look at. You can go line by line through all 279 of these, or you can quickly look at one thing that really just tells you, yes, that's going to be a good product, or no, that's not. So what I usually do is I usually run through the monthly search volume, and I'll raise this to the highest. So what it's doing now is it's taking that entire data set and it's just filtering them based on the descending order based on the monthly search volume. Now I'll quickly go through and I'll look at all the ones that have a positive 30-day and 90-day search trend volume, and quickly you can start seeing, Christmas decorations indoor, generic, I'm not sure what that is, white cowgirl boots. Like, there's very quick ways to be able to do this without actually going line by line, and that's going to save you a couple minutes per product niche, which honestly is going to add up to hours and hours each week for you to save. So now that we've defined our criteria and we've honestly went through a couple different ways of how we can look through the opportunity finder, it's very important to save time in the future. So later this week, let's say we want to come back here, and then if we just come back to a clean slate, we're going to have to select all of these different filters, which honestly is only going to take a couple minutes, but over time, over the months, it's going to quickly add up. So what I recommend doing is click Save Filter Set in the upper right-hand corner, and then giving this a name. So we'll say high demand, low competition product. And then you can go ahead and you click Save Preset. So anytime that you actually come in here, you can click Load Filter Set, and very quickly you can click one of these presets to filter that data based on your defined criteria. That's going to save you a lot of time in the long term, maybe not in the short term, but it's something that you can quickly apply and begin seeing filtered data. Now, the last thing that I do recommend is along the lines of us searching through all of these different opportunities. Again, we have about 277 opportunities that we can take a look at right now. And what I recommend doing, obviously, find the 1 to 2 things that really catch your eye so you can quickly look at these opportunities, but try to gather as much information as you can in the opportunity finder itself. Now, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but if you click the Amazon logo, you can actually search for this on Amazon, and then I'm sure you're familiar with the Google Chrome extension. So as you can tell, we're gonna give this a couple seconds to load, but every time that you search for a product niche and you pull up the Google Chrome extension, you're gonna waste at least 30 to 60 seconds because it has to load. Obviously, if you have a faster internet connection, it may load a little bit quicker, but that is a lot of time that we just wasted there waiting for this data to populate. So my recommendation is to try not to use the Google Chrome extension when you're searching for products. At least for the majority of the time researching, just use the opportunity finder and try to be as efficient and effective using this versus using this in addition to the Google Chrome extension. So what I would do, I'd run through this entire list based on the couple indicators that I'm looking at, and then I would select maybe 1 to 5 that I'm actually interested in. So let's say outdoor fire pits was one of them. Then I would go ahead, and those 1 to 5 niches for that day that I was looking at, I would go ahead and take a look at the Google Chrome extension. Now I'd be looking for a couple indicators here that tell me that it's going to be a good opportunity, and then I'd actually go ahead and begin looking for this type of product on Alibaba or a supplier's website. So I hope this helps you at least become a little bit more efficient. They are just small things that you can apply going forward to gain better practices and be more efficient with your time. It's very important to do this, and by following these couple steps, I think that you're going to be able to save at least a couple hours per week, and obviously that's going to add up to days every year.